Ghost Recon Wildlands is an open-world, squad-based shooter coming to PS4, Xbox One and PC on March 7th. But what's it actually like to play? I'm James from Games Radar, and joining me after an extensive hands-on session with both the multiplayer and single-player modes is Leon Hurley.
Hello.
Hello, Leon. So let's tackle the multiplayer first. It's you and 3 other mates.
Yep.
What's that like to play?
It's in the right conditions. It's great. It's definitely the way the game's meant to be played. Ubisoft keeps saying that you can do it like just on your own or with a couple of people, or like, but unless you're playing it with like 3 people who are totally into it and taking it seriously, it doesn't work. So you get 3 friends, you take it seriously, you make plans, and it's really good. Like you have this. The world is incredible. Like we took off in a helicopter really early on, and it just rolls off into the distance. There's sort of Bolivian mountains, and there's all these different ecosystems. They said that I think it's something like there's 100 missions pretty much open from the start, and the only thing they really gate are certain kind of sub bosses and the final boss. So you can pretty much do whatever you want from the word go. You and your mates, you head off and you find these missions. I think it gives you like a few you have to do just to lead you
like
into the
a
world.
tutorial.
Yeah. But after that, like the map just pops open and you can go where you want and do whatever you want. And you get your friends and you find a base, you scan around, you send your drones in, you send the sniper guy up on a hill, you get the grenade launcher guy down low, you come in and you try and thin the crowd out, and then it all goes loud, and then you call in your backup from the sniper. And when that works perfectly, it's incredible. But if you play it with sort of someone who's not taking it seriously, it just turns into a proper sort of it's an absolute clusterfuck. Like if someone just starts shooting straight away, it's because it's so big and the bases are so big and there's so much space, you just start getting shot from everywhere. It all goes horribly wrong. Like if you're not talking and communicating and dealing with issues as they arrive, it goes really bad. Which is I'm slightly concerned about sort of single player and trying to play it with randoms. But get 3 mates together, take it seriously. It's really good. Okay,
So you mentioned the world briefly there. Is it as big as they said it is? Is there enough stuff in it?
It looks huge. There's 11 different kind of ecosystems. There's like mountains and hills, grassland, desert, salt flats. There's a beautiful bit where we flew across this lake, which is a real lake in Bolivia. And it's red from like all the mineral deposits. And it's also where flamingos are pink because they eat the algae that's full of these mineral deposits, make them go pink. And as we flew down really low, all the flamingos scattered like a wildlife documentary, and they all took off and flew along with the plane. So it looks incredible. There's these 11 different districts, ecosystems, I should say, sorry, and it's huge. Like we started in the bottom left corner of the map, and I tried to sort of set a marker for the far corner. And my plan was to get in the corner, fly across from one side to the other. I was flying for like 10 minutes. I'd barely made any progress towards the middle. And then I gave up. But like just traveling a 12K distance felt like traveling 12K in real life. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's big to the point of you might never see everything. It feels like a real country.
And did you get to experience those different ecosystems? Like, did you see a bit of the salt plains and the mountains, or were you like just confined to one area?
We were just in the mountains, and I did a bit of there's like a snowy area, so we were in a sort of a grassy hills kind of thing, and a bit of rocky mountain stuff. And I did get to a little bit of kind of snowy, almost Skyrim-y kind of mountains. But we saw like they did presentations, and you saw all the different terrains, and it all does look different. There was some of the slides they were showing like that doesn't look like anything that should be in this game because it varies that much.
Okay, so multiplayer with people you know is a hit.
Yep.
If you don't have any friends and you have to sit at home and just play it single player with AI, does that hold up as well?
Not so much. I mean, it's not awful, but it feels like kind of every other squad game you've ever played with AI teammates. Like you basically have kind of like go there, shoot that, stop, and they kind of you say go over there and they just run straight towards it. So they'll go in front of enemies. They'll kind of do weird. They'll vault over something they could have gone round. Like it does what you'd expect sort of an AI shooter to do. It's not like a huge leap forward in the AI. There's also weird bits like they teleport occasionally. Like I got in a van at one point and sat there. Like I'd left them all behind and jumped in a van, and I sat there and waited for a little while. And I was like, where have they gone? And I started to pan the camera around to see why they were taking so long. And they were just all in the van with me, and I hadn't seen them do that. So they just popped in the van. There's a few weird physics things as well actually with the cars. Like the cars kind of gently roll until they're back on their wheels. But AI-wise, it's functional. I mean, I guess if you played it like that and didn't know any better, you wouldn't hate it. But I didn't feel like I was playing anything vastly different to sort of previous Ghost Recons or any of those games where you have AI squad mates.
But they don't have a lot of tactical ability. They just sort of do what they're told.
Not what I saw in the few hours that I played, but you do have like a squad command skill tree, which does unlock.
Okay.
I don't know what's in there because I didn't really unlock any of it, but if it unlocks anything that makes them smarter, then they should have had that already.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you think this lies on the tactical action shooty game spectrum?
It's a good kind of action tactics. Like you have to plan, you have to kind of like, you send the drones in and you spot the guards, you try and work out where people are. It works well if you sort of split your team up a bit, so you have a couple of, maybe one guy has a heavy weapon, one guy has a sniper, you know. But it is very action heavy. It's not like, say, something like Operation Flashpoint or anything like really dry military sim. It's a shooter, but it's a shooter where you do have to kind of think about it a bit and keep in touch. But you know, you don't have to really overdo it. You just got to kind of play along with. If you don't have any plan, you won't succeed. And
from your time with the hands-on thing, what do you think the best thing you did or you saw was during?
I think just any of the base attacks when it works. You know, you tag all the guards. Someone will go, I'll do this, I'll do that. Someone kind of like does another thing, and then when all the carnage erupts, and you're sitting there going, "There's a helicopter. Someone take care of the helicopter. I'll go around here and do this." Like when you work as a team and the plan comes together, it's great.
So as a preview, hands-on with the game, you think it's good, but only with mates?
I think it's good in a very specific set of circumstances. So you need 3 people who are into it as much as you and will not mess about. Like someone opened fire once, just a bit too it. They just pulled the trigger and shot the ground and went, oops, but all the alarms went off, you know. So if you're playing with people that are like that, it'll probably be a bit messy and a bit fumbly. But if you're playing with people who want to kind of do the, Roger Bravo, follow my 6, or that sort of thing, then you'll have a great time.
Okay, well, thanks, Leon. That's our preview of Ghost Recon Wildlands. If you want more content from Games Radar, then click on the boxes to the left. And don't forget to hit the big button in the middle to subscribe for more gaming news, reviews, previews, and features right here on Games Radar Plus.